Hey everybody, welcome to Blabbin about Slabbin. Happy New Year 2025. But before we get to 2025, we've got to look back at some of the best cards of 2024. And today we're going to be looking at the best photo variations and maybe some of the worst photo variations of 2024, Chris.
Yeah, this is arguably my favorite topic to discuss. Topps gave us a lot of image variations in a lot of different sets this year.
Yes.
So yeah, Jeff and I thought we'd take a quick look at our 10 favorites.
Yep.
So yeah, let's kick this thing right off. Jeff, get us started.
All right. What better way to start than with a couple of the biggest names in the hobby? Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani, former teammates, now across the field from each other. And we get a great card from Topps. For that, we get the base card has them facing off, but I prefer this photo variation where they're shaking hands. You get a nice smile from Ohtani. You can see they like each other, and Ohtani looks happy in his Dodger uniform.
Yeah, he really does. And we can't see his face, but I'm sure Trout looks absolutely miserable still wearing his Angels jersey. There are a lot of these like multi-superstar cards that Topps does in Flagship. And now that we get Golden Mirror SSPs for every card, Jeff and I are always interested to see how the SSPs will be different from the base card. And unfortunately, a lot of times it's just like 1 second difference.
A frame difference. Yeah.
Which is a shame. But on here, the base card, they're separate. And so at least we get a separate and a together. So the meeting is actually, it's kind of a cool moment. And I like this card a lot, Jeff. Yep. This could be a really cool card down the line, 20, 30 years from now, if you've got it signed by both players, that could be very cool.
Yeah. 2 Hall of Famers.
Yep.
All right. What do we got next? Okay.
At number 9, Stadium Club gave us 35 image variations this year, and they were hit or miss. Not everything is gold, but one of our favorites from the set comes from a Baltimore Orioles rookie, not the one you're thinking. It's Colton Cowser. And we get this beautiful horizontal shot of him. It looks like he's finishing a marathon, but all the Orioles flags behind him. This is a badass card. And I hope that Colton Cowser puts together a couple nice seasons so that this card has some place in the hobby.
Yeah, it's a really cool card. And we talked about it when it first came out on our show. And I believe a couple of Orioles fans told us this is an opening day tradition where they have the flags up and the players are running through. It looks great.
Yeah. Looks exhausting, but looks great.
Yeah, you're right. The end of the marathon is appropriate. You see in the far distance, the next guy making his way down the line. Yeah. All right. At number 8, a fellow AL East rookie, Ceddanne Rafaela. And this card, Chris talks about it looking like something of a flashback, and it is. It's a horizontal card, which is great, but there's an element that they used a few years ago in some of their Chrome SSPs where the subject of the image is in full color and everything else is kind of drained of color, and it really stands out. It's a really cool shot.
Yes, this is great. This is his Golden Mirror rookie SSP, and it reminds me of some of those like old photos you see. Jeff and I live in Los Angeles. You go to these older bars, and they have these like 50s Hollywood photos, and it's these like stars and starlets getting blasted by flash bulbs, and the cameras are just like this Rafaela pic. The photographers are all sort of blurred and subdued, like Jeff was describing, and we have our subject crisp and bright light and full color. This is I love this. I don't know how they came up with this idea for this card, but it's unlike any other Golden Mirror out of the 900 cards that Topps made. This one really stands out. And like I said about Cowser, Jeff, I really hope Rafaela can put together a couple seasons so this card matters in the hobby.
Yeah, it could certainly be one of his very best cards.
But imagine if we could swap out Soto hand on hips for an image like this back in 2018. I think that card would rival the Gatorade bath, even if there's more of them.
Yep,
because it's such a cool shot. Okay, speaking of Juan Soto, he makes our list. He'll actually come up again later, but not in a good way. This card would probably be higher and it would matter more, but unfortunately he's no longer with the Yankees. So this is also at a Stadium Club. This is Juan Soto's image variation, and he is responding to, I believe they're called bleacher creatures at Yankee Stadium doing their roll call. And he's turned and sort of like kind of waving to them. And this is one of those SSPs, Jeff, that when you see it, you know exactly what's happening and you know it's significant. And it just has there's a coolness to it.
Coolness factor. Yeah. And you know exactly where it is, where the photograph was taken. Love that you can see a little bit of the back of the jersey, the back of the pinstripes with the number 22 on there. Just just a very cool. The cool factor is very high on this card, but as you said, it doesn't mean nearly as much now that he's across town.
No, I think that this card, had he stayed, this card could have. It's not quite as great as that Bryce Harper Phillies
Mm-hmm.
Stadium Club SSP, but it could have been in that conversation as something very, very similar and just an iconic Yankee Stadium sort of tradition that happens there, captured on a card. But unfortunately, it's not to be.
At number 6, we've got Adley Rutschman. Seems like a lot of AL East guys, Chris.
A lot of AL East guys, yeah.
Noticing that. But his golden mirror is a really cool shot. Again, we talk about the cool factor. This is it. Home run derby. It's got his name really big in the background. He's got some kind of bandana on here, just getting ready to go out and hit some bombs.
Yeah, remember back when Adley Rutschman used to hit the ball hard?
Yeah.
But in this home run derby, I believe he was half from the left side, half from the right side. And it was phenomenal to watch. It was really, really cool. This image reminds me, Jeff, of Yordan Alvarez's 2020 SP, that low angle shot where he's carrying the bat like a weapon. Just really cool. Name and lights in the background, perfectly framed.
Big piece of lumber in their hands.
Yeah, just such a cool card. Yeah, if you're an Orioles fan, you're hoping for an Adley Rutschman bounce back, and you absolutely need this card in your collection. So at number 5, we have another Stadium Club card, and the subject of this card is someone that Topps sort of routinely gives bad images to, and we can't. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. Some guys like Bryce Harper get amazing looking cards every year, and other players like Mookie Betts get very questionable image variations. We have like snow hat or toque image variations. We have a lot of like smiling, like bald man image variations that aren't great, but we finally got a pretty good one here. So at number 5, we've got Mookie Betts Stadium Club SSP. And this is a moment where he is tipping his hat to the Fenway crowd. This is at his first game back at Fenway Park since that now, Jeff, like ill-fated, ill-advised, poorly executed trade to the Dodgers.
Yeah, there is another AL East tie-in. Yeah, he's at Fenway. Chris and I have been talking about this image. It's great that they captured it. I wish it had been a little bit further back so you could see the crowd. You could see a little bit more of the stadium, so you know exactly what's going on the way you described the Soto. But I'm glad that they got one in however they're going to frame it.
Yes, and it's interesting kind of to note that I think the hobby, there's a big segment of the hobby that loves Mookie Betts, collects Mookie Betts, and they're hungry for a good Mookie Betts image, Jeff. And this card is selling routinely at $150 to $200,
which is really high for a veteran Stadium Club SSP. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, at number 4, we're going to Aaron Judge. Now, he's had a lot of great cards. This one might be one of his best ones. It's a really interesting picture. It's a horizontal shot of him coming out and doffing his helmet. You can see some of the crowd. You can see the faces on the crowd. And do you remember what this moment was, Chris?
Yes, I believe this is a 3-homer game that he had in 2023. Our Yankee fan collector friends identified this moment right away for us. That's just incredible. The fact that we can see the fans, there's energy in this card.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's one of the best gold mirrors that we got this year.
For sure. And this one would be great to get an auto on. I'm sure he'd love to sign that card.
Oh, imagine if they made jumbos of this.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Nice silver marker there.
Right. Okay. I think that Aaron Judge would be, in our opinion, the second best gold mirror we got all season. The first best gold mirror, and coming in at number 3, follows a theme that rookies got this year. We saw a lot of Gatorade baths across the big name rookies in 2024. The best one, in our opinion, and it is Jackson Merrill. Again, beautiful horizontal card, nicely composed. And I think the extra benefit here is the person giving him the Gatorade bath is the main biggest name on the Padres, Manny Machado. So we get both these superstars on one card.
I think it's especially appropriate because of the season that Merrill had, and especially his clutch hitting. He was known for some really big late game hits that just kept going, and the second half of the season even picked up. So I feel like it's a really good time capsule of his rookie season.
This is probably might be our favorite rookie card. And if you're getting one Jackson Merrill card for this year, I think this is the way to go.
Hard to argue that. Yeah. At number 2, we're moving to Topps Chrome, and maybe the biggest name in all of sports right now. It's Shohei Ohtani, a great horizontal image. It's from the opening series in Korea. You've got some fireworks on the side. He's running out in his new Dodger uniform, the white and blue. Looks incredible.
Yeah, this card is amazing. I think this is the Topps Chrome card of the year.
Yeah.
And I think this is a near perfect image as we have Ohtani jogging onto the field for the first major league game as a Los Angeles Dodger. We didn't really know what to expect. We knew he wasn't going to pitch, but we didn't know what kind of season he was going to give us. This card just reeks of like potential and where it was going to go. And this card this is the moment before a 50-50 season began.
Yeah.
It reminds me, to put this into movie terms for our movie buffs out there, this card makes me think of the moment that in Die Hard, when Alan Rickman walks off the truck and you first see him as Hans Gruber. You don't know anything about this person. You don't know where it's going to go or who he's going to end up being or how bad or good he's going to end up being. And Rickman knocked that part out of the park, and Ohtani knocked his first Dodger season out of the park.
Yes, great Die Hard reference. And that was, in some ways, it was similar because that was Alan Rickman's first movie, Chris.
That's right.
He just, he was a stage actor, theatrical actor, and he got that part. And yes, the potential of him walking in there in his coat. Yeah, great comment.
Yeah, we will try to work more Die Hard references into all of our videos anytime we can.
Best Christmas movie, for sure.
For sure. Okay, at number 1, this might surprise people that Jeff and I like this card so much, but sometimes Topps has a great idea. They have a lot of good ideas. They have bad ideas too, but sometimes they have a great idea and they execute it perfectly. And card number 1 is an example of that. So at number 1, we have the Jackson Holiday Fun Face variation out of Topps Series 2. And we all know what it's referencing. It's an excellent callback to another Orioles second baseman, Jeff, from our heyday of collecting.
Yeah, I think that's probably why we connected with it so much. That was a huge card when we were kids. The Billy Ripken Fleer, and just it was such a surprising idea to see them do something like this. And they have several different variations of this variation.
Yes, I love that we got the white out, we got the scribble out. There's saw cuts in here. I feel like this is the type of thing where you can actually see Topps had fun with this.
Yes,
and that collectors had fun with it too. Usually Topps Series 2 is not a huge winner. It just isn't. There are a ton of really boring gold mirrors in this set, like a lot of weird close-ups and a white border for no particular reason. But this card really drove a lot of interest into the product because it's a really fun, just a really great idea. And we had talked about when we first heard about it, Jeff, I think you and I were both hoping it was going to be super rare,
right,
and really hard to pull. But I think in hindsight, they did it the right way because you do see it more often. And I think it's just people were having a lot of fun pulling it. And in this particular card, it's not really even about the value. It's just about the novelty of it.
When there's an idea this good and it ties the nostalgia in that a lot of collectors have, you got to give them some credit for that.
Yeah. The only minor change, maybe make like 25 of them, Jeff, that have the actual profanity on the bat knob and see if people notice it. I'm sure they would. Those cards would have sold for huge money on the secondary market, but
that would have been great. Yeah. I feel like there's, some liability issues the Top probably didn't want to deal with, but yeah, that would have been fun.
But yeah, there are plenty of other great images throughout Topps products this year, but those are the 10 that really stood out to us. Yeah. Cards we really, really like. However, Jeff, not every image variation was a winner this year. So let's count down the 5 worst.
Yeah.
5 cards that just either we don't understand why, or they literally make us angry.
And some names pop up on both lists, such as our number 5 card. We talked about him before. One of the biggest personas in baseball, Aaron Judge, one of the biggest power hitters. So you can expect to get some good images like we did him doffing his helmet after the 3 home run game. But in this image, we got him holding a microphone in a suit.
Not how we think of Aaron Judge, Jeff.
No.
Well, I did I after looking at this card, I did wonder what size suit that is. But otherwise, like this is just, I mean, why? Like this isn't Aaron Judge playing baseball. This is Aaron Judge talking on the MLB network. It's so boring.
And
Now,
Chris, it's made worse by the fact that you found out the reason that he's there, which could have made a great card.
Yeah. Yes. Another, our Yankee fan friend was able to tell us that Aaron Judge won the Roberto Clemente Award. And this is during his interview with MLB Network, right after the ceremony or having won the award. But you can't tell. It's just a guy with a microphone. So to contrast this terrible image, Andrew McCutchen won the Roberto Clemente Award about 10 years ago. And he is on a Topps opening day SSP with the trophy, like at his press conference with the trophy. And that image is fantastic. And you can tell what it is. And if you're that award's really important to players, Jeff. So I think that card means something to McCutchen.
Yeah.
Conversely, this is just Aaron Judge with a microphone. And it's such a bummer. We've got one of the most popular players in the game who crushes home runs and has all these great moments. And here he looks like a game show host.
Yes. And to add to that, it's the missed opportunity. So yeah.
Yes. Not the last microphone card that we're going to complain about either.
No.
All right. So at number 4, we're gonna talk about 2 cards here because they are similar. They share a very unlikely Topps image variation theme.
Mm-hmm.
And that is denim. Denim is not something generally that Jeff and I are against, although I do find myself wearing sweatpants more often than I probably should. That's neither here nor there. So we have Garrett Cole's Topps Golden Mirror SSP and Juan Soto's Topps Chrome Sapphire SP, I think they called them. And these guys are just decked out, head to toe in denim. And I don't understand why these images are on baseball cards. That's just such a bummer because, again, Soto's so talented. And instead of playing baseball, we get a picture of it. Looks like he's off to work at the syrup factory. If such a thing exists. I don't know if it does. All right.
Number 3 is a group. This is a group honor. And we've talked many times about how boring press conference images are. So you get a new player, you might get a couple press conference images because they don't have game images yet. But as the season goes and as the hobby year wears on, you think you would get some of these images in there. And we're talking, of course, about the newest LA Dodger pitching phenom, Yamamoto.
Yeah, I mean, I almost understand the first one. And like, I get the idea of these. There's actually a really cool hockey card from the 80s of Wayne Gretzky when he signed with the Kings. And he's like holding up his shirt. It's only the O-Pee-Chee card's different. The Topps card has that. And it's pretty valuable. It's exciting. But Yamamoto standing with a microphone isn't an exciting image. Now, maybe, just maybe, by the time all these sets, and he has this image in a lot of sets. Like, I will put them all up on the screen. I think it's like five different cards from this day. Maybe that literally was the only day that Topps had access to when all of these sets were being made. But I just have a hard time believing that. I really do.
And Chris, especially since we got that picture of Ohtani. We got Ohtani from that opening series in Korea. Well, his teammate was also there in uniform. Why couldn't we get that image?
Yes. Coming in at number 2, it's a tie. Number 2, the second worst image variation of the year is actually every Acuna image variation because none of them are the picture they should be. And individually, these pictures are not terrible. However, they're not Acuna standing on second base, holding up the bag, which was, again, for the millionth time, the most slam dunk SSP image in the history of baseball cards. A top 10 Braves moment. It's the career defining moment of the unanimous NL MVP, a 26-year-old superstar. And we didn't get it on a card, Jeff. I asked all year, where's the card? I still have to ask today, where is the card?
Absolutely inexplicable. Absolutely inexplicable.
It's decisions like that make me concerned. We're not going to get Freddie Freeman. We're not going to get a walk-off Grand Slam card next year. I don't know. But we have the Gold Mirror SSP is Acuna holding his necklace, which is a silhouette of himself at the Players Gala. And by the way, we don't need any more Players Gala. Like, we don't need any more guys in street clothes.
No.
We're good with those. And I get it. It's like a jewelry of himself. So it's kind of a little personality, and that's fun. Fine. Topps Chrome. It's after the game when he made the 40-70 club. Why? I don't know. Stadium Club. He's celebrating. We have Topps Chrome Sapphire. He's looking at an eclipse, Jeff. I don't know what we're doing. I just don't know what we're doing. Yeah.
All right.
I have to meditate this one away afterwards.
It's been a long 2024 for Chris waiting for that image to show up.
All right. At number 1, we're going to get to what I think is the worst baseball card of 2024. It's terrible. It's a horrible card, and it belongs to Yankee phenom and hyped prospect, one of the top rookies coming into 2024, Jasson Dominguez. Jasson Dominguez has, if my math is correct, 9 different image variations across all these sets that Topps made this year. None of them really, unfortunately, stand out as being great. There's a lot of him in this black short sleeve hoodie. So maybe there's a cutoff on dates, and maybe we're being a little harsh with some of these rookie image variation criticisms, but there's definitely some questionable Jasson Dominguez cards out there. A Topps Chrome SP, a Topps Chrome SSP, and a Topps Chrome Update SP. And his Update SP, I like the idea they gave him a teammate, right? There's a superstar with him, but they didn't use Judge. They rolled the dice and used Soto. So I feel like that card's pretty much dead in the water, unfortunately.
Yeah.
His Stadium Club image variation is him. It looks like he's taking a shit in a bucket. There's no other way to say it. There's no other way to describe that card. I don't know. I don't know. I do know that in his first major league at bat, Jeff, Jasson Dominguez homered off of Justin Verlander. And that image is not on a baseball card.
Yeah, we were at a card show when that happened.
I don't know how that moment, like the Acuna, I don't know how that moment doesn't get on a card. But instead, we get the 2024 Worst Baseball Card of the Year award, which goes to the Jasson Dominguez Topps Chrome SP, which is him sitting in the locker room on his cell phone.
This sparks memories of another image of somebody on their phone. Was that Paul Blackburn last year?
It was indeed. It was indeed Paul Blackburn. Yeah.
So maybe the Topps has a thing for that.
I don't know. But this image, you can see he's looking up. It's like he's almost looking up as if to say, why are you taking my picture right now? And I wonder that as well.
Yeah, it's must be somebody else's phone. He's got his own phone in his hand.
That's right. There's actually 2 cell phones.
Yes.
There's one in his lap here and one in his hand. I don't know, Jeff. I don't know. But the mind that saw that and is like, let's put this on a baseball card. I don't
not just
question
a baseball card, but what's supposed to be a special, different variant. Yeah.
I would question the photographer who even uploaded the cell phone shot, the shot of Dominguez on his cell phone. I question the photographer that uploaded that to Getty, uploaded it and was like, yeah, someone will use this for something. I don't know.
Yeah. And then imagine the laugh they got when they got their check from Topps. Oh, they use this one on a card?
Before we finish up, I just want to say that we had some honorable mentions.
Yeah,
there are a lot of incredible looking cards, incredible looking Golden Mirror SSPs this year, including team cards, Jeff, with some amazing walk-off celebrations.
They did well with the team card theme this year for sure.
Yes, and these look great. So at the end of our video, we're going to run a quick 30-second montage of some of these images. And please stick around and watch those, because there may be a guy that on your team that you don't normally collect. But if you see this image, maybe you want it.
Yeah, there were some great images, including one with a cactus, Chris.
Yeah, one through several cactuses. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're a big Nick Senzel fan, Nick Senzel has an absolutely incredible walk-off celebration card. But yeah, there's some really cool stuff out there that you got to dig a little bit to find it. But take a look at our montage at the end.
And there could have been some that we've overlooked. So yeah, let us know in the comments if there's some we need to check out again or reevaluate, or maybe there might even be some we missed, which would be hard to believe, Chris, but it could happen. Yes,
it definitely could happen. We are excited for 2025. We're going to have a whole new batch of Golden Mirror SSPs, sometime in the next 4 or 5 weeks.
Yes. Yeah. Just a little over a month away. We should get Series 1. And with that, we'll start to get some Golden Mirrors. So a lot to look forward to. And hopefully next year on this list, we won't be talking about the lack of a Freddie Freeman Grand Slam. image variation.
And no one on their cell phone either. Two things to hope for in 2025.
Sounds good. Well, thanks everybody for watching, and let us know in the comments what you think. We'll catch you next time. Cheers. Cheers.